The overwhelming response from my last video was that you want to see how I make the stickers in my Commonplace book. So today I'm going to show you how to make your own stickers. Let's talk about the materials first, and then I'll show you my exact process. First, I'm using a Canon Pixma G620 printer. It's a regular inkjet printer with a regular ink. You can use whatever printer you have, but I personally prefer Canon as they have better color accuracy in my opinion. Secondly, you're going to need sticker paper. The one I use is the clear frosted matte sticker paper from Online Labels. It's really lovely because it's transparent, so you won't have white borders, and the paper blends seamlessly with the page. It's matte too, so there's no weird shine, and it's thin and almost resembles washi paper. And lastly, I use Photoshop to make my sticker sheets. You can use Canva or other design software, but Photoshop is what I already have for work, so that's what I use. Now, I'll show you in real time how I design my stickers. So first I need to set up my document, and my sticker sheet size is 8.5 by 11 inches. So I'm making my document that exact size, and I always do my resolution at 300 because that is the recommended print resolution. Otherwise, if you have anything less, like 72, which is meant for screen resolutions, it could be blurry, pixelated, stuff like that. So I always ensure that I'm at 300 resolution. So if your design software has that section, or it could say PPI, this is what I recommend. Okay, so that is my size and I'm creating it. The first thing I always do is I make a guide. That way I know exactly what A5 is. So my journal, my commonplace journal is A5. And so when I make my stickers, I want to make sure that I'm making stickers that fit the page. If I did it the whole width of this page, it's going to be too big since the sticker sheet size is larger than my notebook size. So first step I like to do a black border. I click on the page and then the width here says pixels, but I can type inches. So A5 is 5.83 inches by 8.27 inches. All right. And so that is A5 right here. And I like to make this border just a little thicker. That way I can see it easily. Okay, let's do that. So this is exactly A5. And so whatever stickers I make, it's going to need to fit in here. And this kind of gives me a general sense of the layout of the page as well. Like I know my subject is here, my date is here, and this is generally where the grid is. So doing this also gives me a sense for how I'm going to set up my journal entry when I do make it. Now to get to the sticker part. So, this commonplace entry I'm making stickers for is about the myth of anonymous female poets and how female poets during the Romantic era weren't actually anonymous at all. So, that is the subject. So, I searched for images that fit this topic and compiled them here. So, these are the images I think could represent the idea of female anonymity in poetry. I got them from the Smithsonian Institution, the Met Collection, and Century Library. I also have a few images here from my personal image library, like these paper ones. These are from my personal library. Let's go over some of the ones that I picked. Oh, okay, so this is one, a book, a quill, writing, a female bust. I thought this could represent this idea well. Another one, a woman reading a book, possibly. A woman with her face covered, slightly veiled. A mask, even though it's hard to tell that this is a mask, but that's what it is. A woman with her back turned, so you can't see her face. This one, I felt like I liked the colors of it more than anything. This is kind of inspiring me, so I might actually make my spread with these colors in mind and use this image just because I love the colors here. This one, a female sculpture, but with no head, so anonymity. This one is less anonymous, but more. This one I picked specifically because it was a painting from the Romantic era. So this one was chosen simply for the date that it was made instead of it being directly related. But it does have a woman on it, and I think it's a beautiful painting. This one is obviously the two holes here for the eyes. This would be held up as a mask, and then the lady can look through with her eyes here, which I think is kind of creepy. So I'm not sure if I'll use this, but I wanted to download it as an option. Sometimes my options are all over the place, and I like to give myself room to play. This one, a woman with a book again. This one, a woman with a mask, so anonymity, hitting that point. This one was a poem actually, a book cover. I think this color here is really beautiful. This one was another textural color thing. So I kind of had a theme going on for color. So this is what I have in mind when I'm making these sticker sheets. And so one I know for sure that I really, really want to use is actually this one. I think this perfectly represents the idea of female anonymity. And so this one, I'll bring it into Photoshop. And I really like how aged it looks. I like this crack here, but I'm going to copy just this section. Although I could technically do the more jagged border. That might actually look interesting. Let me try that. Okay, let's delete the border and copy and paste this here. If you're a Photoshop user, I like to convert my images to smart objects so I can infinitely scale up and down without losing any image quality. But if you're not a Photoshop user, then don't worry about what I just said. Okay, so this is my A5 size again, my guide, and I know I want this to be probably a focal point. So I'm just going to set this here for now. I actually kind of want to make it look even more aged. So let me open this back up. And I have an image here that has like crumpled paper texture. Going to clip that here. Adjust my layer style. That way you can see the image beneath it. So compared with and without. Okay. Let's see. I think I like that. Okay, I'll save that. And that image will adjust here. Oh, you see this line here? Yeah, I gotta delete that. No problem. Delete that. Okay, now that line's gone. All right, so off to a decent start. I still kind of want to make it look even more torn, and I do have a paper edge here that could work. Let me drag this here. I think it would look better if it were behind. Maybe the same size. Okay, that's kind of interesting. Okay, I like that. And let me group these together. That way when I move it around, they're together. I might actually make this paper a different color depending on the color I want to use. And I really, really want to incorporate this image color. I might actually try that. Let's open this up. Now this one, I don't really want this frame section. I just want the painting. So copy that. Smart object. And so now I'm basically trying to figure out how these images can work in tandem with each other. And I'm designing these stickers with the size, the subject, the colors in mind all at once. I feel like this part here really doesn't need to be here for the purpose for my purposes. So I might actually just make a shape, or I have some pieces of paper that could. Okay, let's try this. I like this torn piece of paper look. And set it below, clipping mask. Now it's sized here. Okay. So now I'm getting those colors in here without having to have that whole painting in here. Let's group these together. Kind of like this. Okay, let's see. Do I move it above or below? Maybe below. I feel like this is kind of wasted space here. It's not really important. This upper section is important. But I don't want to cover it all the way. Okay, how about that? And then I can bring back my pop of color here. Let's see. Change the color of this. Do I do it that teal color or do I do like a red or that orangey color? Ooh, I kind of like that orange. It's actually a little lighter and less saturated. Okay. And that's another thing I'm doing with these stickers is if I don't like the color of them, I'll adjust the colors to match my color scheme. And when I find pictures online, I don't always use them exactly as I find them. I alter them to make it more specific to my entry or to to how I want it to look. Okay, so that could be kind of like that. All right. I think I'm still missing this teal though. I feel like I want to bring in the teal. Let's see. I don't know if I like that. See this? And that's a little too blue. Maybe if I make it more teal and darken it. Okay, that could work. And so now this is how much room I'm taking up on this whole spread. So now I'm only going to have the rest of this section to work with. And I have one source for this commonplace book entry. So I only need either a little bit of room up here or down here to write the source. I am leaning towards putting the sticker on the left side just so I have more room for the quote because the quotes that I'm using are pretty long in this entry. So I want to give myself space to be able to do all the quotes that I want. All right. I feel like I'm missing maybe like something like this or this. I feel like this is a little too complex for the size that I want it to be. So let's try this one. Maybe on top. And sometimes I put something in here and I don't feel like it works, so I end up taking it out. Eh, yeah, I might take this out. Let's see, what if I did it a different color? Color overlay. Or this color. This could work, possibly. All right, I'll leave that there for now. Okay. And still, I almost want to do something to cover her face to make it more anonymous, but I don't know what. Like maybe a scrap of paper? Oh, that's interesting. I forgot I pulled this one. Hmm. Okay, actually, let me see what that one looks like instead of this other one. And let me rotate this so I can see the jagged edges on the outside. Put this behind. Let me hide this for a second. Is that too busy? Possibly. Yeah, I don't think this one works there. I really like this though. What if I did it on the top? Put that other one back. Obviously, this isn't the right color. Maybe I need to change the color of it. The blues to a more teal. Oh, I like that. Okay. Hmm. Okay. I feel like there might be too much contrast in this image and it's drawing the eye to it a little too much for my liking because I still want that one, this black and white image to be focal. So maybe a little less contrast. Let's hide the other one again. Don't mind the reverting back to the original. That happens when I transform it. It reverts to the original. Okay. I actually like how it ties in the colors from here a little better. But this doesn't work with it because its pattern already makes it too busy. Okay. Do I like this or do I like this better? Sometimes if I can't decide, I'll just hide it and then hide that folder so I can come back to it if I change my mind. Because I do change my mind a lot. And also, do I like the jagged edge more? No. What if I went up more? Hmm. No. I think there's already so many jagged edges going on that I think I like the rectangle of this. It kind of adds more balance to this image. But what if I rotated it a little bit? Eh, okay. And then let's group these together. That way I can move the whole thing together. Okay. So my line is going to be here in my commonplace. I still feel like I'm missing something. Sometimes I'll do another image like down here or up here, for instance. I could do something like this though. I think the colors on this would work. Okay. Let's see if Photoshop decides to work today. Sometimes when I select the subject, it doesn't do it cleanly, but hey, look, it did it today. Okay. Art. Okay. Interesting. Maybe smaller. Hmm. Or I could do it separately. Like it would be on the bottom right corner of this entry. That could be cool. I think I need to reduce the contrast on this as well. And possibly adjust the color to more orangey. Hmm. Okay, I'll leave that there for now. That's a possibility. Oh, one thing I am missing. Usually I like to do a word in Gothic letters or black letter about the subject. So that's what this is about. It actually kind of fits right here in this little pocket. Let me make it slightly smaller. Rotate. Okay. I don't know if I like this color. Teal, black, gray, or bring in this red here. Hmm. Or I can match it to that statue on the bottom to bring the statue in. Okay. Possibly. Okay. I think that could work. And this font I'm using here, by the way, is CL Antique. I got this from Century Library. It's a paid font, or it's locked behind their subscription, so you can download these fonts if you sign up. Oh, I haven't saved this, by the way, so I'm going to save it now. I usually title it the date that I make it because I'm making these every day or every other day. And I still feel like there's something here that I am missing. Do I bring in another piece of artwork? Oh, that could be an interesting textural thing, and it's related to the topic. Okay, let's try this. Choose more object. I feel like there's too many boxes. Where are my round edges? I like to balance my hard edges with soft edges, squares with circles. So that's something you'll see me do often in my collages that I make like this. And now this text here doesn't work, so do I move it? Actually, yeah, I think I like a circle there more. And then maybe, okay, I think I actually like this here more. So I still have room here to write my quote. in here, and then down here is where my source information is going to be most likely. Okay, now what to put in that image? Good question. Usually I like to find things that fit the color theme. Hmm, maybe that. If I enhance the blue to be more teal and the reds, I'm kind of working with a similar color palette. This could work. And I know it's kind of sacrilegious to edit artwork to fit my needs since this was painted with a specific, vision in mind, but all of these painters are long dead, so they won't mind. Okay, it's way too dark, way too much contrast too, which I know is the original intent to be moody, but for this spread, yeah, okay. And then now, let me adjust my colors. Blue, make it a little more teal. There we go. The reds, bump up my reds a little bit. Okay, I think I like this. I still, hmm, where's that one? This right here. Let's put this behind. I want this in the back. Just a little hint of letters. So you can't exactly read it, but ooh, okay. I love that this part is visible because that's related to this topic. It's about publishing their verses. So I like that that part is visible. Maybe I scooch this down a smidge or line it up better to the bottom here. Okay, I think I like this composition. And I think I'll have enough room for quotes. I might have to make this a little smaller. But yeah, okay. Maybe possibly another paper cutout. Maybe put it behind. I kind of like this. It makes her pop out a little more. But I don't like that blue color. What if I did? If I did red? More orangey red? Okay. I kind of bringing in the color of the birds here. And I think I want to make this a little more crumpled as well. So let me get this texture again. Clipping mask, multiply. There we go. Or do I like that part? I think this could work. I still think I might have to make this slightly smaller. That way my text can flow through this part. This might be a little too small of an area for my text to flow. Okay, so I think that finishes this Commonplace Book entry's sticker designs. But as you see here, I have so much white space left on the sticker sheet, and I don't want to waste a sticker sheet. So what I do is I fill it with other images that I would use for future entries possibly. That way I'm not wasting paper. Okay, so now I'm going to scooch these together. That way I make more room for other stickers. And I will move these to a top corner here, and I will be right back when I fill in this page. And so what I do is I export this as a JPEG. So this sticker paper is transparent. So all of this white here will not print. None of the white will print. It's all transparent. So it doesn't matter if I have this white background. Oh, and also another thing to do, make sure you hide that guide. I hid that rectangle that I used as my A5 size guide. I hid that. So I'll save it as a JPEG. Okay, so here we go. Now it's saved here. This is my final sticker sheet. Oh, and also if you want to see like previous examples of what my sticker sheets have looked like. So this whole collage here was separate assets. I basically just collaged this together like how I just did. And that's often what you see me do for entries. Another collage here, different images with text, and obviously filling the space with other images. Another collage here. These were all separate images I found and put together. Another one, another one, another one. So all of these stickers you see me making are this process. And so what I do from here, let's actually print. I double click on it. I'm on Mac, by the way, and I use the native image preview. And from here, I will print. And so this preset you see here, you won't have this on your computer because this is a preset I made and saved for my own use. So what I did was I set up my page and then I clicked on this and then save current settings as preset. So that's what I did to get this preset here. This is just my custom settings. And these are the settings for this size sticker sheet. So I only have one page, so I don't have to worry about this. I make sure I print in color. The paper size, I make sure that is US letter borderless. So this is going to make sure that there's no borders on the image, and it's going to make sure that the sticker sizes don't change. So if you're not doing borderless and you're scaling to fit, or you're scaling, you're going to change the size of your stickers so they won't be exactly how you made them. So when you're selecting these settings, make sure you either have US letter borderless or it is scaled at 100%. And for media and quality, I do photo and best. I probably don't have to, but I like to ensure that I'm getting the best quality and that my images are sharp and the color looks good. And that's about it. And that is what my saved setting is here. So from here, what I do is I print. And this is the final result. And from here, I will cut it out with scissors. I do have a cutting machine, but honestly, I've never once used it for my commonplace book. I am always hand cutting things with scissors because it's faster for me. And also because I can fit more stickers on a page if I'm not making the registration marks for the cutting machine. So I probably won't do a process on the cutting machine because I'm not using the cutting machine for this, honestly, just using scissors. But here is the final result. This is what the stickers look like in my commonplace spread. And that's all for this tutorial. Thank you so much for watching.